this is the example. They just like attach. This is a sound นะครับ the wave the wave file that they put นะครับ that they generate automatically นะครับ um, apart from those document or those output นะครับ let me just like squeeze down this page a bit. Okay. Apart from email direct messaging นะครับ you can also have digital audio images and video นะครับ you may have podcasts or fax system the facsimile system right now the fax I mean in Thailand we use less and less but in America they still use it นะครับ the computer output microfilm that you may just like generate or write the microfilm to keep it as the archive of the company or you just have the digital media นะครับ for example you may have the film you may have just like the CD to record นะครับ your data or you may have backup tape นะครับ for storing your output นะครับ or you may have like the flash drive นะครับ to save those output as well you may have the specialized form of output นะครับ because different market needs different kind of output นะครับ for example if you go to restaurants when they have to give you like some documents นะครับ for example if we are talking about what to say if we order pizza let's say you can see that in the pizza box นะครับ if you have the pizza delivered to your home the pizza box will have the docket นะครับ attached with the sticky tape on the top of the pizza box for us it tells us about like what kind of pizza do you have what is the address of the customer something like that so and also that is the long stripe of the heated paper printer heated printing paper sorry okay while you go to like some places for example if you go to the bank and then you want to get the Q card นะครับ to go to get the service from the bank they give you a small docket นะครับ printing just the number of the queue นะครับ that you have to go นะครับ so different kind of services will have different kind of output so it depends what industry you are working for นะครับ then you have to realize that okay this kind of business or this kind of industry this kind of the output should be more suitable than another one for example some of the company they just like have to print out their barcode of the products on the sticker but the sticker must be the heated printing paper printed on heated printing paper but that kind of barcode that you print นะครับ must be specially treated for example the paper that you use must be specially treated paper so that means even it is heated printing paper but it is a special one even you just like put it exposed to the sunlight it is not faded out something like that then you have to search for it where can you buy that one where can you order this kind of thing do you need to have the special printer to print out this kind of barcode or what นะครับ some of the business need to have a portable and web connected devices for example นะครับ you can see that right now if you go to what to say if you go to see in front of your house นะครับ when there are like the people from electricity authority or water supply authority then they just like go to check the electricity meter or they check for the water supply meter after they just type on some number they can print out the invoice to you นะครับ then you have to go to pay the money นะครับ so that one is a portable one นะครับ because in the past นะครับ it was different each of the electricity staff or the water supply staff they had to come to in front of your house to see the meter and then they write down in their notebook after that they go to the office and then send these notebooks to the to the responsible people. Those people will just like key in your data and then printing out the invoice. Then these people had to come back to your house and then drop the invoice in the mailbox. But right now, just one time only, they come to see and just like press the number of the meter that they can read and then print out the invoice to you, while the data is like wirelessly transferred to the electricity department or the water supply department straight away. That is a new device that they use. And next one is retail point of sales terminal. Retail point of sales terminal, if you can't think of it, just imagine of the cashier at 7-Eleven. That is what we call retail POS terminal or retail point of sales terminal. What is the specialty of that kind of terminal? If it is the big convenience store, they use the cash registration system that is called point of sale terminal. On the lower part, it is a drawer that those cashier has to put the cash in, both banknotes and coins. This drawer is connected with the top part, that is the POS machine. The POS machine, they are the computer. They have like the hard drive inside that. They have parts of just like applications of POS and information system in it. Once they boot up the computer on that POS machine, it calls this software straight away. So it connects to the database for the product database and sales database as well. So when they sell anything, the records will be stored in the sales information system remotely. They have the server in the headquarters or regional quarters or regional office. That is point of sales terminals. But you can see that for the small business or SMEs, when they have the retail store like a small coffee shop, they have the POS system, but it's different from the one that we see in the 7-Eleven, because they have the drawers with the money inside connected with the iPad, and the applications for the point of sales is on the iPad. They can have like the database inside that iPad directly, or you may have a server that you can set it up at home or at the headquarters to connect to that iPad. After that, ATM. You can see that actually ATM is like has two major components inside. The first one is the safe that they have the money, and it has the money dispenser inside. Second one is a computer that they connect through that safe, and also they connect to the internet for connecting to the bank's headquarters database or information system. Because whenever you just like insert your ATM cards, your PIN code and the information of the card will be sent on the over the internet to the headquarters to check whether it's valid or not. After that, what do you want? If you want to withdraw the money, the account will be checked, and if it's allowed, the command will be sent through that ATM machine, so that the computer will control the safe in order to dispense some money for you. Okay, that's ATM. Or the special purpose printers, like the heated the heated paper printing, or some printers are the fabric printer. They print on the fabric, and the fabric will be used as, like for the products. For example, if it is the textile products, once they want to control the batch of making the cloth, or making the shirt, they may print the serial number of the shirt or the cloth directly by using the fabric printer that they use a special ink to print. Or even in the wall tile or floor tiles. I went to see the floor tile factory long time ago. The things that they do was that, okay, after they just like prepare their floor tiles already, before they just like put it into the oven, because they have to just like what to say heat that floor tiles for, let's say, 2 hours นะครับ before they can just like use it. They will have the special printers to print on the floor tile in the back นะครับ for the batch and the color of that floor tile, so that if you would like to buy a new one นะครับ to match with it, you may want to buy like the nearby lots or nearby batch of that floor tile. The way that you have to do is that you just see in the back of the floor tiles and see the batch number, and then you can contact the factory that whether they have the nearby batch with the floor tile that you want or not. That is special purpose printer นะครับ so that means the floor tile will become one of your output นะครับ that you printed out in output medium. Instead of printing on the paper, they print on the porcelain or the floor tile straight away. Now, after we talk about the output already, we talk about the input. The quality of output is only as good as the quality of the input นะครับ because one thing you have to know, we have the terms that we call it as garbage in, garbage out, or GIGO. If you have bad input, for sure you have bad output นะครับ so that's why if you just like put some garbage in the system, you get the garbage out of the system as the output as well. The objective of the input design นะครับ is to ensure that the quality, accuracy, and timeliness of input data is just like enter into the system นะครับ because I mean like if you don't design the input screen นะครับ or input way properly, the user may enter the data wrongly, and it causes the system นะครับ to get the garbage into the system. Good input design requires attention to human factors as well as technology issues นะครับ so you can see that whenever we would like the users to enter the data correctly นะครับ even the keyboard you have to just check นะครับ whether it match with what the customer or what the users have to do or not. For example, for any of you นะครับ who goes to what to say, when we go to Amazon Coffee นะครับ Amazon Coffee Shop นะครับ once they ask you to tell them for the what to say member the member code that's called blue card number. Okay, let's say the things that they ask you to do นะครับ some of the coffee shop นะครับ some of the Amazon coffee shop they ask you and then you just tell them, then they type in for you. While some coffee shop they have the keyboard for you, and when they ask you whether you have the blue card member number or not, if you said yes, they ask you to type on the keyboard by yourself. You can see that when they ask you to type on the keyboard, that is not normal. That is not the normal keyboard, but it is just the numeric keyboard only, the numeric keyboard. Because I mean like in front of their counter, if they put the full size keyboard, okay, it's too big นะครับ it makes the counter to be messy. Apart from that one, customer doesn't need to use the alphabets keyboard. They want to fill up just the numbers only. So that's why the keyboard that they prepare for you is just the numeric keypad นะครับ okay, so these are just like the things that they think already that they want you to enter the member number. That's why they ask you to use the keyboard. While some of the businesses, instead of letting you enter the numbers นะครับ they you may have to just like present your member card to them, and the member card they may just like use the barcode at the member card and then they scan นะครับ the cashier will scan your barcode. While some of the businesses like Starbucks, if you would like to use or to collect your amount that you purchase from Starbucks นะครับ in that system, you just like present either your member card, or you have to use your like mobile applications that they have like the barcode นะครับ of your members and your payment นะครับ that is about the technologies that different organizations use in order to let the responsible person or the customer to do the input นะครับ so in this example นะครับ this is the input design input design here นะครับ this one means on the screen นะครับ this is on the screen you can see that it looks similar to the output นะครับ but in this one นะครับ the screen design or the input design should be I mean like this is the common forms that we have นะครับ for this source document and form that we have นะครับ you can also apply in terms of paper input or you can use it for the screen input as well. It's the same thing. You should think about the form layout นะครับ for the whole form. How can you just like put each component on? What is the color of that form that you should use นะครับ For on-screen form, normally we just like use the same theme as other page นะครับ But if it is the paper-based form นะครับ some of the company or some of the business they have the spatial color นะครับ for different kind of form. For example, some of the form that the customer has to enter their request นะครับ of purchasing might be in blue color, let's say. Some of them might be in yellow color นะครับ For example นะครับ in the past when we had the registration student registration system in MUIC at the very first year that I came to MUIC and I told you already that student had to wait in the queue maybe around midnight or like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. in the morning in the queue to register. At that time, the registration form you had to use a real registration form. You couldn't make a photocopy. So the registration form at the first generation that I saw, it was in yellow color. So that means if you just like bring your white paper registration form, everyone knows that this is not the real one, something like that. So that's why you have to think about the color that you have to use too. The next one, heading zones นะครับ if you have a look on this screen นะครับ the heading zone here นะครับ might be the logo of the company นะครับ address of the company and the contact address นะครับ contact number นะครับ control zone what is it control zone normally it is the number นะครับ for example it might be the document number นะครับ from the book number something like that. Let me just show you something ครับ this output is the similar design to this input screen. Just have a look on my screen ครับ on the top left corner this is heading zone นะครับ you can see that it is a contact address of that company ครับ on the top right corner this is control zone you can see that it has number นะครับ the document number it has document number and it also tells that okay what is this document this is original document and it's receipt something like that. For the input design it might be like for example purchase order sales order you just specify the name and you tell the number in here นะครับ The reason why control zone is on the top right corner is because when you open up I mean if you stack this document together normally you may put the stable on the top left corner or you may put the stable on the side. So this one it's easy for everyone to open and see นะครับ the number here that's why it must be on the top right corner here นะครับ The next one is instruction zone. It may tell you that okay for the instruction zone here what is this document used for how many copies do we have blah 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 but some documents they don't have the instruction zone here นะครับ The next part is body zone. What is body zone? Body zone is like this similar to output. It might be a table like this and then you enter the data in here. What products do you want? How many items? How much does it cost? Something like that. And the total zone is on the bottom right corner here. You find the total amount of the money that you have to that you would like to buy from us, something like that. That is total zone. And the last zone, the last zone is here, the yellow, lower yellow part here. This is authorization zone. Some of the document need the authorization, that is the signature นะครับ of the authorized people. It's the same as the output. You can see that at the bottom right corner, bottom right part, this is the signature of the person who is authorized นะครับ Okay, while some documents นะครับ it depends on the usage of that document นะครับ some document doesn't need the authorization zone. Some document doesn't have to input the total zones, because when you enter all the items that you want to purchase and then you click purchase, it shows the total for you automatically. You don't have to manually sum the amount of money here นะครับ so this is input design that you have to think นะครับ that okay, which part that you should have นะครับ if you can't imagine of how to design the input here, you can just like use this overview design as your guideline นะครับ it would help. After that,นะครับ, we talk about the document นะครับ source documents and form นะครับ for the input design. Jacob Nelson นะครับ, he is just like the the business person and the business researcher. He believes that users scan a page, picking out individual words and sentences นะครับ for their document นะครับ because whenever they have seen this one belong okay when they have seen that document already นะครับ they will just like see that page นะครับ and then they just try to see the words and sentence that they just like would like to enter the data into that document. So as a result นะครับ the web designer must use scannable text to capture and hold a user's attention. Otherwise, okay, if it is difficult to understand นะครับ for the text or the words that you use, the users may not understand what you want them to fill up นะครับ okay, so when you have to design, just do it carefully. The next one นะครับ when you have the data entry screen for the input นะครับ so what are the guidelines นะครับ Number one, restrict user access to screen location where data is entered. So that means, okay, you just have to, I mean, right now we can use a text box to help controlling that screen location for the users นะครับ that they have to enter the data only. The next one, we provide a descriptive caption for every field นะครับ and show the user where to enter the data and the required or maximum field size นะครับ for example once the user enter นะครับ I mean like the text box, if you just like prepare a text box for them นะครับ the text box normally tell the users for the size or the number of characters or amount of money that they can fill นะครับ so that means you don't put too long นะครับ or too wide text box, because otherwise user might be confused that okay what do they have to enter นะครับ and apart from that one, if the users enter some data wrongly, you may have to show the error to them นะครับ with you may use red color to let them know that okay, this field นะครับ is wrong นะครับ how can they fix the problem. You should tell them, don't just tell them that this is invalid นะครับ so they may not know how to fix this problem นะครับ but if it is a confidential data, for example, if it is citizen ID number, you may say that okay, you enter the citizen ID number in the wrong format, the correct one is 13 digits, something like that. Or if it is a credit card, if they enter wrongly, they may say that okay, please enter your credit card number once again in 16-digit format, something like that. This is just the only thing that you can tell them. Don't say that okay, check that okay, your card is Visa, and if it is, and if you know that the Visa card start with 4655, don't tell them that okay, please start your enter of your credit card with 4655. No, don't tell them like that. Just tell them at most okay, please re-enter your create card number in 16-digit format, something like that should be enough. The next one, display a sample format if a user must enter values in a field in a specific format separator. For example, okay, let's see. If you say that user has to enter the date in day dash month dash year, you should tell the user that, okay, user should enter the date in this format. Okay, dd-mm-yyyy. Just show them like that. And once, if you have a space, you should tell the users, okay, underneath this box, or you have like the help. Once the user move their mouse to hover that text box, that okay, where dd means the date, mm means month, and yyyy means the year, in BC, something like that. After that, number 4 requires an ending keystroke for every field. The ending keystroke means what? Once the user finish entering that data already, what do you want them to go or to do in order to move to another field? For example, some of the form that users enter, you may force the users to press enter first before it jumps to the next field, or you may have to let the users to press tap button to go to the next field, or you have the users to click on the button or click on another field to jump to another field. You shouldn't let or you shouldn't just let the users to type dd mmyyyy and then it jumps to another field automatically. The reason is because sometimes the user type wrongly and they want to fix it up. So that's why you have to wait until the user finish first, and then you have to let them press some buttons or click on something in order to go to the next field instead of jumping to another field automatically. After that, when we talk about these 4 guidelines already, the next guideline is that do not require users to type leading zeros for numeric fields. What does it mean? Suppose users would like to withdraw 500 bahts from their from the ATM machines. You shouldn't let the users to type like this. These are leading zeros because user may be confused and enter wrong number. The things that you should let the users to type is just 500 only, something like that. And if your system would like to add leading zeros, you may add it by yourself, by the system automatically, not by the users. Otherwise, user may get confused because they don't know how many leading zeros do they have to enter. The next one, do not require users to type. Do not require users to type trailing zeros for numbers that include decimals. Similar to the previous one. Suppose users want to withdraw 500 bahts. Let them just type 500 at most 0.00, just that, because it's possible that, in every currency units, you may have satang, you may have cents, something like that. So that's why 2 decimal points might be okay. But if you let users to type like this, 500.0000000, these are like trailing zeros, too much. Users may type 500.00, or they may just type 500, and once they press enter or press tab button, the 500 will be added with 0.00 automatically, something like that. This is okay, but not letting users to enter so many trailing zeros. After that, number 7, display default value so separators can press enter key to accept and to accept the suggested value. So that means you may have like some default values for them first. For example, if it is the currency, I suggest you that for the currency, you just put withdrawal 0.00 first. But if the users would like to have or would like to change they change it by themselves นะครับ but if they just press something wrongly they don't withdraw any money นะครับ just in case that they accidentally press some buttons นะครับ so that's why the default value in this case is 0 bahts first something like that. Use next number 8 use a default value when a field value will be constant นะครับ for successive records or throughout the data entry session นะครับ for example current date นะครับ or transaction dates instead of letting them to enter the date every time นะครับ that they enter the data you may just like show the default date first นะครับ if the users would like to change you allow them to change but if you say that no the default date must be current date only and you are not allowed you don't allow them to change นะครับ just like make that field as a gray color so that users know that okay this is not allowed to change you have to use the current date only something like that that is the default value. Number 9 display a list of acceptable values for fields นะครับ and provide meaningful error messages นะครับ for example if this box นะครับ if this text box let the users to enter the amount of money that they want to withdraw นะครับ the if the customer or if the user enter 500 this one is error right you should show the error message for them that okay the number must be positive only something like that นะครับ and let them change currently นะครับ in the past okay how about in the past first in the past when you say that negative 500 is wrong the system will show 0 for the users but in this generation นะครับ we just changed the way already if you if the customer enter negative 500 you just show the 500 in red and tell the users that okay this is negative value is not allowed นะครับ or you might say that okay you can't withdraw negative amount of money just that you have to provide a meaningful error message to the users นะครับ so that they know what they do wrong นะครับ in this case they know immediately that they put negative numbers don't say that okay if they put negative 500 you remove negative for them how do you know that they really want to withdraw 500 bahts they may just like misunderstood something or they may accidentally enter let's say they may want to have 9,500 but they accidentally press 9 to be negative symbol because it was close to each other then don't fix for them นะครับ for this one leave it as negative 500 นะครับ but show in red color and let them know that they enter the wrong impossible value something like that after that we talk about number 10 นะครับ provide a way to leave the data entry screen at any time without entering the current record you can see that you may have a button on the input screen and say that okay clear the form or go back นะครับ users doesn't need to finish all the data entry because sometimes when they just like fill up 80% of the form and they change their mind it is possible for example if we are talking about ATM machine where a customer would like to withdraw the money once they press 500 bahts already before they press okay they can just like cancel the transactions so nothing is saved นะครับ because I mean like the customer hasn't finished their data entry yet นะครับ so that transaction is canceled for them นะครับ they can just like cancel it anytime they want number 11 นะครับ provide users นะครับ with an opportunity to confirm the accuracy of the input data before entering it นะครับ so in this one นะครับ how to do it the first one is that the data entry field must be large enough with the font size so that the users can see it easily and clearly after that you may have just like some guideline to the users for example if they move the mouse pointer over that text box you may show the help for them นะครับ for about like all the valid values that users can input. This might be the way to help them. Number 12, provide a means for users to move among fields on the form. Now we have to just like talk about like your PC based form. Okay, that means when the users want to move among fields on the form, they can easily use the mouse pointer to click and go to the fields that they want to change or they want to input easily. But if it is a mobile phone, that is easy. User just tap on the field that they want to enter. Just that. Number 13. Design the screen form layout to match the layout of the source document. What does it mean? It means that if you have the source document in the paper and you have a data entry person, you should help them in order to enter the data easily. What do I mean? It means that if you have a form in the paper like this, that users has to fill up the data manually. Once the data entry person has to key in this one, the form on the screen should look similar to this, so that when the data entry person enter the data, they do it easily because they just like similar between the screen and the paper. So it makes the data entry person to finish the task quicker, and it helps the data entry person to enter the data correctly. Number 14, allow users to add, change, delete, and view record before they submit. Number 15, provide a method to allow users to search for specific information. That means you may have the help, you may have a find button that the customer can just like search for a specific information that they want to go to, or the field that they enter already. You may just like provide them with that kind of thing. The next one, after we have the guideline for the data entry screen already, the next thing that you should know is that when the users enter the data, you may have the input mask to the users as well. The input mask is the patterns or the templates that users can use to help can use to enter data easily and effectively to restrict data entry and prevent data errors. For example, if we are talking about the input mask for the date, it will be like this. You know that, okay, this is the format that users has to put dd-mm-yyyy. It might be in gray color first. It might be in gray color first. When the users will have to enter, okay, they can enter just this. For example, if they enter 10, the dash symbol is not deleted, it shows like this. And then the user has to enter the month. If the user entered 13, that means they entered the wrong format already. You must not allow them to enter. So once they press 3 like this, it shows the error immediately or doesn't allow them to enter the number 13 successfully. They know immediately that this is the month. That means they have to change. This month is 11 and the last one is 2020. But this one is a bit difficult because if the users enter 2563, you may not know whether because actually it's not wrong if they enter 2563, but you have to check with them that, okay, if they don't enter the format in 2000 something, like for example, you know that the valid year should be like 2020. Once they put the value over 2020, that you may compare with the system date and show them that, okay, 2563 is not the current one. Please use the format of 2020 instead, something like that, to prevent the errors. Because if you store 2563 and you have to use it to calculate to calculate the interest. It might be like 43 years more that the customer received the interest. That is wrong นะครับ A mask can manipulate the input data and apply a specific format as well, depends on what you want นะครับ sometimes นะครับ for the date that you allow the users to put might be like this. You may show it as this number. Okay, and then you let the users to enter, or you may just show this, just this. Okay, and let the users to just like click on this button to enter the date or the month นะครับ or you just have a blank field like this. When user enter the date, like today it's 10 นะครับ the system just type dash automatically so that the users can enter the second part, that is the month นะครับ and after that, okay, once you enter the month, the system enter dash automatically and move on to the next space, and then it allows you to type the year นะครับ something like this. Okay, so this one, it is a mask นะครับ that helps that you detect all the time that what is the value that the user is entering, something like that นะครับ after that, the validation rules นะครับ that we may have in order to just like validate all the data that users enter นะครับ at least 8 type of data validation rules นะครับ might be applied when the users enter the data. The first one, sequence check. For example, date, month, year นะครับ which one should come first? Or if you say that, okay, users has to enter what to say, credit card number before they can enter the amount, something like that. This is the sequence. If the user just override this one, you just show the error first to tell them that, okay, please enter your credit card number first before you enter the amount that you would like to charge, something like that. Existence check. Existence check means that you just check the possibility of that values or not, or whether the users enter everything correctly or not นะครับ for example, if the users enter negative values for the money that they would like to withdraw, that is wrong นะครับ the negative value shouldn't be exist in the system นะครับ it should be the positive number only. Even zero นะครับ users cannot just enter ครับ or suppose users you would like to withdraw 55 baht from ATM machine. Once we check the existing check, it is impossible because the ATM machine cannot withdraw the numbers or cannot withdraw the amount of money that is ended with 5 because they cannot dispense the coin นะครับ they may say that, okay, the users must enter the number that is divisible by 100, something like that. After that, data type check. If you ask the users to enter the credit card number, but users type AB นะครับ in their credit card number, it must show the error immediately because credit card number all consists of all pure number. There is no characters or alphabets นะครับ The next one, range check or limit check. For example, if you say that, okay, the customer can withdraw the money at most 20,000 baht per one transaction, but the customer enter 100,000 baht นะครับ this is out of range. You don't allow the users to go to the next step because ATM machine will not dispense the money for over than 20,000 or 30,000 baht per transactions. You just show the error to them นะครับ reasonableness check นะครับ reasonableness check means that you just check the possible values that might happen. For example, if you say that, okay, you ask the users to enter the birth year, the birth date, and they say that, okay, the user type, I was born on 2001, okay, in year 2001. So right now the age should be around what how old? 19 years old. But okay, number of kids, that person said okay 10 kids. Okay, it is impossible นะครับ it might be impossible. So this reasonableness check, you might say that okay, please enter the valid number instead, something like that. Or if you say that okay, 14, the age is 14, you were born on 2006, let's say you are 14, and the status, marital status, you said okay, married. And you know that okay, in Thailand it's impossible, you don't allow people whose age is less than 20 to get married นะครับ legally. Then you may say that okay, please check your marital status once again, something like that นะครับ okay. So that or you say that okay, the what to say, the salutation is Mr. นะครับ but the gender you choose female, that is wrong already. This is non-reasonable. You have to let the users know that they enter the value wrongly นะครับ after that, validity check or referential integrity นะครับ so in this one you have to check the validity of the values that the users enter. For example, if you say that you ask the users นะครับ in order to enter the student ID นะครับ let's say if you enter a student ID 6180111, okay, and the year นะครับ that you are in, if we say that we have the year that student has to enter as well, and student enter year 6, this is not valid already, okay, because if you are 6-1 student นะครับ you should be in year 3 only or year 2 only นะครับ depends on the term that you start. So this one is the validity check that you have to check, that you have to just like check that it's error. Next is combination check. Combination check means that you have to just like check many values together นะครับ when you combine these values together, they must be like they must go along together. For example, if you remember that I argued that for the salutation, if that person said that he is salutation is Mr. but the gender is female, this is combination check. You check between two fields together and you find that it's impossible. If the salutation is Mr., you cannot enter male, you cannot enter female, okay. But if you say that the gender that users can choose male, female, and other, if the users enter Mr. as his salutation and the gender is other, that's possible. The combination between these two fields are okay. You allowed him or her to just enter the salutation like that and the gender like that as well. The last one, batch controls or hash control. Like if we are talking about like citizen ID, normally we need the hash function in order to check. Normally we check the last digit of the for Thai people, we use the last digit of the citizen ID number to check with the hash function. We use the first 12 digits of the citizen ID to check, to put in the hash functions, and then you have to get the last digit. If the last digit is wrong, it means that that number is not correct already. Or the credit card number is the same concept. We have 16 digits about that. They use like the first they use the first 15 or the first 14 digits to calculate in the hash functions. And then you have to come up with the one before for the last digit or the last digit as the result from the hash function. If you don't get that value, that means the credit card number is wrong. You have to let the users know นะครับ okay. So these are validation rules that you have to put in the input design for each field that the users have to do นะครับ okay. So I just want to stop at this point นะครับ because the time is almost over right now นะครับ. And the next time I will finish talking about all the input design นะครับ in this module นะครับ and we do the case study and then I'll let you do the I'll let you do the assignment for your term project as well นะครับ Okay then นะครับ everyone up to this point do you have any questions Okay if you don't have any question นะครับ can you please turn on the camera ครับ everyone Okay ปริวัตินครินทร์กรมัตน์ Archer สหัสวัตรวรภพ please turn on your camera ครับ ปริวัติสหัสวัตร and วรภพครับ please turn on your camera I think they are not here right Archer where are you now Are you in the campus today or at home okay ครับ right okay ครับ everyone นะครับ that's all today นะครับ we meet each other again on this coming Thursday นะครับ and as I told you earlier I might ask for your help นะครับ on this Friday Saturday or Sunday if you have time นะครับ please come to just like support us in the open house นะครับ okay Archer please come your dad will come too นะครับ please help นะครับ and others of you as well if you are in the campus นะครับ please นะครับ go to help us just like see your prospective juniors นะครับ in the open house นะครับ I'm sure that you can help them to answer the question for sure นะครับ okay นะครับ everyone นะครับ you have a nice day today นะครับ Kritin it seems like you are happy with like showing different faces to me นะครับ now it's just I like it for this kind of filter นะครับ bye bye นะครับ everyone and see you on this coming Thursday ครับ you take care and stay safe นะครับ bye bye see you on this coming Thursday ครับ bye
อาจารย์ครับ when the midterm score will be launched ครับ
midterm score I will try to finish it within this week นะครับ I haven't finished it yet I try to just like do my best ครับ just won't be long
โอเคครับ
sorry about the lateness นะครับ Kritin
ครับ
นะครับ okay I like your face right now โอเคครับบ๊ายบายครับ
โอเคครับบ๊ายบายครับอาจารย์
bye